So with Leinster, and you're watching that, and a lot of your Irish teammates, and there's a load. It's so easy, isn't it? Judging the team. Once in 10 years, is it 11 years? Leinster that they've won the Champions Cup. Yet they've been arguably one of the best teams week on week.
Yeah.
Overall seasons for the last few years. Unplayable, I've
Yeah.
mentioned about them, but how big a setback is that for Ireland, would you say, Leinster losing that?
As I said, I think they're going to be pretty devastated, as anybody would. It was theirs for the taking. They'd be upset with it for sure. But I go back to last year, when they lost again. They lost there. And they all, we went over to New Zealand and, they could have easily put their heads down, moped around a bit, but none of them did at all. We bounced back and we won our first tour in New Zealand ever. Got our first win there. So for me, looking at it, I said I know they're going to be upset, but if anything, it's a bit of a good luck voodoo for Ireland, isn't it? I think they'll do the exact same. I think they're going to bounce back there, and they're going to be hungry for this World Cup. So, you have to wait and see how they come back. But
it focuses the mind, doesn't it? I suppose there's an element of you boys, the Irish team. They're going to be a level of pissed off, right? And it's not been all glory. Lost the URC, Munster flying the flag this week. Big shout out to them.
Yeah,
but it does, doesn't it? It's one of them that Ireland, Leinster aren't this unplayable, unstoppable force, and a large part of that is Ireland and the momentum that you lads have gathered over the last few years. That win down in New Zealand, with that series win in New Zealand, winning the Six Nations, being the number one team in the world, the humblers is not a bad thing.
Yeah. As I reckon, if anything, it's just going to make them hungrier, and for being on the outside of it, it's probably a good thing for us that they're going to come in raring to go, and they're going to want to make up for that for sure. And the next thing to do it in is a World Cup. So, what better time to show that you're ready and you can win these big games, which we've shown we can do in the last 2 years or so as well.
I know we're talking about Australia, a lot of Australia, but it's the World Cup, so we can talk about it, because you wouldn't play. Anybody. Yeah, you wouldn't play them until the semis.
No, I think they got
an easy. Say
no, not at all. Games, no games in the World Cup's easy.
They have an easy passage.
But we have
on that left
to get
side.
Through. I think we're getting through 3 of the top 4, aren't we? I think we have to, and Scotland, who are playing good footy, they showed in the Six Nations, and we were able to pull a bit of a rabbit out of the hat in Murrayfield as well. I think it's definitely not an easy run for us at all.
No, it's not. And with the pressure going in, as I'm going to call you an outsider, but an outsider from years gone by, do you talk about it in camp? How are you going to approach this World Cup training?
No,
because actually, when you strip it back, take the Leinster stuff out, Munster in the URC final. This is again after the final. I think Munster beat the Stormers. But if you go based on the season as a whole, Ulster haven't been going that well, but you lads have done well at Connacht. Munster, even if they don't win the URC final, have done very well. You take out the 2 games in the final, you look at the performances over the season for Leinster, they've been unplayable, apart from the 2 finals. And Ireland, you lads are flying from performance point of view. But the pressures of a World Cup, I know that you've not been, I've played in a couple, but the pressure was to get out the pool. The pressure wasn't to win the World Cup. And you look at the side of the draw as well, where you've got South Africa, you'll play Scotland.
Even Tonga. They're going to be shit to play.
Malachi Fekitoa, Israel Folau, Charles Piatow. I mean, they're not an easy...
It's a pool of death, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. It is. It's going to be a tough pool for whoever.
But look, the way I think... we haven't talked about the World Cup. It was all Six Nations, and I think that's how it had to be if we wanted to win every game there. So going in, I think it could be completely different, but I think the way we got to look at it is, you're going to have to win every game anyway. So it's it shouldn't matter really who you play. You're still, even though it might be a little bit of a hard road to get there, you still have to win. So to win the World Cup, That's the way I kind of look at
Well,
it.
that's the right way to look at it. If you're going to win the World Cup, you're going to need to beat France or New Zealand.
Yeah. Like, you can't tell me, like, I obviously the French being at home, like, that's a tough game for anybody. But it's like in Australia, England, all those teams do really well in World Cup. So it's like, you play them in a quarterfinal, it's not going to be any easier than playing New Zealand in a quarterfinal. It's going to be like everybody's, I feel, really peaks at the World Cup. So it's like, you know.
Yeah, but the public perception is,
yeah.
Oh, if you don't get past the semi, but to get to that point, like, I think, and you don't need to answer, I think you get past the quarters, you're all in.
Who knows?
Who knows? Well, it's going to be class. What do you think it will do to Ireland as a country? You're there. The enormity of a World Cup.
Oh,
because all this thing in Ireland. I interviewed Craig Doyle, and we're talking about the All Ireland. I think that was the phrase used when Brian O'Driscoll and Craig Doyle won Ireland, where he came in and spoke about uniting the country.
Yep.
If Scotland don't win it, I would love to see Ireland win it. I just can't imagine what it would do for an amazing country that's so small.
Yeah. I think, honestly,
go there, Matt. Go there for me.
Go ballistic. I'd make it an absolute priority to go to every pub in Ireland if I could. That's how I'd spend my time off.
In every city or town, just every pub,
every place, just everyone I could get to. I don't know how many I get to. Just having pints with everybody that I possibly could. That'd be unreal. It'd be. That's what we've been talking about. Like, we want to do this not only for us but for all of Ireland as well. It'd be unreal, and I think we can do it for sure. We're that's the attitude we got to have. But yeah, it'd be hard to put into words. I think it'd be it'd be a crazy couple of weeks in Ireland. Book your tickets.
Yeah, get
over there. It'd be a party everywhere you go.
But I love that. I love how you, instead of giving and that's why you're here, instead of giving we'll go game on game and we'll just see. You look at, I think, not that you've said this, but I think we should have the ability to be like, yeah, we're going to win it, and it's going to be unbelievable when we do it. And to be able to have, and rugby doesn't, again, it's the apology and trying to not be apologetic for having confidence and being able to say, we are the number one team in the world. Yes, we've got a hard pull. Yes, we've got a hard side of the draw, but you've got to beat everyone. We've beaten everyone, and it's our time. Like, this is our time. Is that what Andy Farrell? He's just seems like. I mean, he's a warrior, right? Let's first and foremost
talk about getting, like, he could genuinely talk you into running into a brick wall.
He could still play State of Origin now, couldn't he? If he laced up his boots, he is.
I'd say he'd punch through you.
Yeah.
He wouldn't break your jaw. He'd, like, knock it clean off.
Does he ever lose his shit or not? Because I mean, you're not losing that fire.
He does, but it's like, if he's losing his shit with all the coaches, they're losing their shit at you because either you keep doing, like, the wrong thing. So obviously, like, whispering in your ear isn't working. So you need a bit of a, like, fire up your ass. Or they're just passionate. So it's like, it's coming from a good place. It's not. They're not trying to embarrass you or make you look like an idiot. When I first went in, I found the way we defend really hard to defend. And Faz would fucking give me a boxing most of the days. And I was at one point where I was like, oh fuck, like what can I do? Like, what am I doing? And then Bundy, like, kind of put his arm around me. He's like, no, like, it's a good thing because he cares, obviously. So if you look at it like that, that's how I try to look at it. Maybe he's just fucking yelling at you for no reason, but that's how I look at it.
Well, he picks you, so he obviously likes you.
Yeah,
because he rides players quite hard. Then he's pretty direct. I mean, because I played with his son Owen.
Yeah,
and he's pretty direct in terms of delivery, and that's not easy as young men. Sometimes people deal with it differently, and you talk about man management, but telling people directly, some people don't deal with that well. No,
it as I said, it's coming from a good place from all the coaches. I've had it from Simon as well, ripping into me a couple of times. And you're just like, yeah, I understand. Like, you get better. Same with Caddy, with, like, fucking around, or we're not doing what we've been practicing. Paulie, you know, none of them are afraid to kind of show clips as well, going like, this is shit, this is good. Where I feel like maybe people try to steer away from that and like not throw people under the bus. Like if you do something shit, they'll go, what are you doing here? Like, why'd you do that? Oh, I don't know. And then they go, well, fucking don't do it. Do it properly. Do it properly every time. That's like a lot of the thing that we're into. And I don't have much to do with Fogs.
No.
I'm sure he's a dictator at the scrum time.
Yeah. Does he do the line out throwing as well?
Yes, he does.
I love how you're pausing. No idea. That's not my bit.
He just throws
the stick up. He just puts the stick up in the air. That's it.
He's good at it though.
I bet he is.
He rarely misses. I don't know if that's good throwing or good pole work.
No, he manipulates the pole. Like, that's his job.
He's good with the pole.
I saw him in a cafe in Dublin, actually. Big shout out. John Fogarty. That's how you say it, isn't it?
Yeah.
Fogs.
Yeah,
holding up the pole. And the
king of crack, Fogs.
Has he got no crack, or has he?
No, plenty of crack.
Has he?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's got that kind of, you can see the twinkle in the eye. And Paulie has as well, Paul O'Connell.
Paulie.
Yeah.
Paulie was, this is another shout out to Paulie. Sexiest man in maybe rugby. Might have been all rugby in like 2013.
Who? Paul O'Connell?
Yeah.
Definitely with the skinhead though.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, it wouldn't be when he
search that up. I'm pretty sure it was 2013.
Okay.
I don't know where I saw that. Somebody.
Well, that would have been in Limerick where he lives. It's not going to be anywhere in the world, is it? No one else is thinking that. Sorry, Paulie.
I've brought it up to him a couple of times.
I really, really enjoy Paul O'Connell's company. Like a legend of a player, but just a warm, genuine man.
Oh, I didn't know how to, like, because I don't have too much to do with Paul. It's like he takes a bit of breakdown and stuff like that. And this is the same with all the coaches, but like he was kind of the least I kind of had to deal with at the start, because I did a lot of D and like stuff with Simon, and then Caddy. It was he's obviously the backs and all that. But then, as you said, like once you get talking to Paul, like he's legend. They all are. I can't stress that enough. All of them are good fellas.
Yeah, well, they're rugby men, aren't they? Deep rooted.
Yeah. But yeah, I was like, how's he gonna? You know, when you just don't know how someone's gonna be. But he's a legend.